This is Carolina Flower. You don't even know how many times I practiced that. No, that's a lie. So, I'm here with my friend Jackie, who is my radio woman.
Hello.
I've decided to make this video because I have a lot of things to discuss, and I have the perfect person, Blazy.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
And the perfect view.
Beautiful, beautiful night.
Such beautiful things, and it's just walk over here. Boston. I know you got
Beautiful.
that.
Oh, right in the beginning. I know they love the view.
That's beautiful.
It is Boston all day. You look great. This lighting is amazing. I feel like we're in a studio and everything. It's
But
great.
I mean, I feel like didn't it look a little orange?
Don't ask me that question right now.
You're right. Let's talk about what's important.
Yeah.
What we're here for.
Yes, exactly.
Jackie, I want to move over here.
Okay, yeah, I'm following you.
I know you're a great video woman.
Yes, I am.
Video woman. So let's start with the beginning. The beginning of it all. You know, I have a lot of things to talk about. You know, it might get a little confusing because it's just so many topic after topic. You know, usually when you think, you always start thinking about something else because it just leads from topic to topic. But let's just start with what I was gonna start with.
How about a quick question?
All right, let's go.
What did inspire you? Because I know you have a lot of great topics. I've heard a couple. What inspired you to start all these topics to begin with?
Inspired me to
even decide to like let people know, because you know some people you could speak to them and they just won't really understand the message.
Yeah.
But you're making an effort to, you know, let people know your beliefs, what you think is correct. I don't really want to give your topics out, so I can't really say much, but
well, I felt like there was a lot of things that I didn't understand, and it was because I had nobody there to tell me about them. It was because I had nobody else to tell me, oh, maybe you could think this way. Oh, but that's not the only way to think. Like, when somebody gives advice, they just give it out of the top of the head. Like, oh, this is what you're supposed to do because this is what I think. But they don't tell you, oh, but this is what I think. But you know, somebody else might think this way, and you're in the situation, so it might be a little different because you have to consider everything around it, not just what you give as advice. So I feel like I do consider a lot of points of views, and I want to share that with the world, and I feel like I could do that.
awesome. So you're here to show different perspectives
Big word.
on a big word.
Love.
Uh-oh. Okay, this is interesting. So let's start with love.
Let's start with one thing. That quote that I hear so many times, they say you never really get to know people. And I feel also that you don't really get to know yourself. I believe we change every day, and if you don't change something about yourself every day, then you're not moving on in life. But some people change to bad, and that's when we don't do it on purpose. That's when people just go through stuff and you just let that get to you. You don't decide to make it let you get better. You decided to make it worse. And that makes people lie to themselves, which is ultimately my point. Their self-definition. Most people don't know their self-definition because when you ask them about themselves, they talk about what they want to be or who they wish they were, or what they think they are, who they think they are. And most of the times people have different definitions of who they actually are. You know, society creates that. Why? Because it tells you that you're supposed to be this way. It tells you these are the rules, this is what you're supposed to be. So you'll talk according to that. You say I'm this and I'm that because in the back of your mind somebody told you this is how you're supposed to be. Not directly, but they were like, that's what you were introduced to being.
Grew up believing a specific way of living life and being. So they tell people what they want to hear practically, you think?
Yeah, not intentionally either. Just like, this is who I am and people should look up to me. Just like I'm proud of who I am, and just like anybody in this world is proud of who they are, they're just proud and they just want people to look up to them. But you know, everybody has the greatest ideas, and everybody has the right. I think that nobody's right. I think that we're all wrong and right, both. But the only way to ultimately find our definition is when we consider everybody's point of view, and then you get your own. You're like, okay, then maybe I think this way. You know, and I feel that if it's already hard getting to know yourself, if it's already hard getting to know other people, no relationship with anybody, whether it's your friends or your boyfriend or whoever, your husband, your wife, it's not going to be easy. Never in 100 years. There's no way you're going to wake up one day and find your blueprints, and that's who he is. Like, that's impossible. And which leads me to, people believe that there's one person out there for them. People, girls especially, we're famous for it.
Yes, aren't we?
Her,
My
the
Prince
whole
Charming.
princess stuff, we already know. The whole thing that you're supposed to wait for your Prince Charming, and he's supposed to be just perfect for you, and you're supposed to be just perfect for him, and you're forever. No, love is not that. What is love though, then? You ask yourself, what the hell is love? Like, everybody gives you a different definition, but it's ultimately the same thing. So it leads me to my phone, where I'm gonna Google the word love. See what it
Love.
says.
I think I've never Googled the word love.
You have probably seen it in the dictionary in the past or something, but you don't.
Love.
Let's see. Okay, love. I wish it said it like in everything how it says it. Let's see if it makes a sound. That'd be pretty funny.
Oh, like
When you press it, yeah, how the
love.
Okay, that's taking too long.
We don't have service here.
Okay. So the definition of love. It says here that it's tender, passionate affection. It says that it's strong, personal liking, which is ultimately tender, passionate affection, which Blazy over here pointed it out for me. Person toward whom love is felt. That's a love, okay? So we all feel this, obviously, with our friends and all. But it just tells you a definition that people live by. That's what it is. So that means that it just solely means that it's affection and that liking. It doesn't talk about the sacrifices. It doesn't talk about the love you have to solve an issue.
Do you think that that's why when things go wrong, it's like they get so heartbroken so quickly? Like they picture love as this perfect little thing. So when one thing goes wrong, it's like, oh my God, what's going on?
Yeah, well, I believe people have high expectations when they think they found everything. But they forget that people don't know themselves.
Yes.
Forget that. You go on a date, you ask people, okay, who are you? After that day, you're mesmerized with the person. You're like, oh my God, they're like this, they're like that. But you forget that everything you just heard about them was by them. You forget that it wasn't stuff that you've seen it. It wasn't stuff that you've been there for a long time. Like you didn't see it. You didn't see the process to it. You didn't see anything. You're just hearing words, facts that build up details in your mind to create the perfect story that ruins your expectations and the way you handle things. Breaks you apart completely when you expect something and it's not there. Breaks all of us. That's why hope for the best. Prepare for the worst, expect nothing, and you'll never get hurt. That's the word. That's the quote that I heard a long time ago, and I was like, wow, that's so true.
It is.
I feel like expectations does kill love. But back to the word of love. So everybody has a different definition of love. I believe that's not a problem. Everybody can have a different definition. I think the problem is that since we don't know ourselves, we deal differently than what we think we should be doing. We say that we're like this, that, but when we're in the moment of anger, we forget everything we are. We forget everything. We say the worst things. We're no longer the people we were before because somebody came in and changed us. We completely changed, and that's only our fault. That is nobody else's fault. Because you that moment were like, okay, I'm gonna let this person ruin who I am. That person came in your life and just made this huge, gigantic difference, and you're just no longer who you were before. You didn't stand for anything solid then because you let somebody just come here and just change who you were. Like, what about being a good person? What about, which leads me to a little topic actually, love. I always say that, okay, obviously, I expect or I hope that most of you out there have started, can see the people that you're with as friends, whether your boyfriend or your wife or your husband or whatever who it is. You can see them as friends before anything. I hope so, and that's why I talk about it this way. I believe that's very important, and I believe if you don't have that in the beginning, you don't have anything. Because the moment that you're fighting with somebody, if you can't remember the person that they were before, if you can't remember the person that they were before they came to that situation where they're angry, where you took out feelings out that person that didn't even know they had themselves. If you don't consider the person they were from before that moment, then you're gonna ruin it all, because you're just gonna think that they changed. You're gonna think that you were wrong and that they lied to you. And you know what? Most of the times it is like that. Most of the times it is that you take out things out of people. Like, you yourself bring out things out of people. So it's our choice. Do we want to bring out the good out of people or the bad out of people? Which goes to us caring for each other, really. And to me, that really is what it is. When you care to think, to solve, not to fight and make it worse. When you care to look for a solution.
You said a very important word, when you care to think. I don't think a lot of people do much thinking anymore.
Well, not when you're mad, right?
No.
Not when you're mad. It is so easy to just be like, fuck you, I never want to see you again. And the next minute you feel like, where did they go? Why? Why did he say that? But damn, I don't want them to come back because I'm so proud. I'm like, fuck. And why do you want to go through all that? How can people live in that? I don't get it. Like we were talking earlier, everybody has their own definition of happiness, and I feel like that definition reflects on how you are doing in life. And if you like what you're doing in life right then and there, then you're happy. That's how you are. If something itches you inside, like you're not happy. You know there's something inside, and that you're maybe that type of person that can change. You're maybe that type of person that has that string to pull the truth out of yourself, because you know what? The truth of who you are and everything around you, what you should do, lies within yourself. Nobody else. Nobody else can tell you, do this because this is the way it's supposed to be. No, because everybody is in different situations. Everybody acts different to everything. Everybody reacts different to everything. So it's like, you can't really tell people, like, this is the way you're supposed to act. Especially with love. Love is something that comes within yourself. So what I mean, my message, really, there isn't that one person, this perfect person out there. There is not. You find a person that is down to earth, that is standing on this ground, and that is willing to work with you, to make this relationship happen, to use the real love, the pure love, to make the truth come out, to make the best come out, not the worst, not the misery, to make them improve who they are. That's what a relationship is supposed to be about. If it's nothing else like that, then I don't know. I don't understand it. And people have different perceptions of that, which is, I'm not trying to argue with your perception. You can think that way, but like I said, if there's something inside of you and you're like, you know what, I'm not happy, you can do something about it. Some people just go and live their lives like that, and that's the way they live, and they're happy like that. But if you're not happy, you can change that. Don't limit your thoughts to what you believe. Think about what everybody thinks and what their point of view in that is, and think that you could be even something beyond that, even better, improve it. Don't just box yourself in. When I say I'm a giant, it's because I have a giant mind. It's because I consider everybody's point of view, because I want to understand everything. Of course. Of course.
Is it love? Okay, then let's not answer it.
It's not answer. It's not.
No,
love.
It's not love.
Love is not calling.
No, love is not calling.
If love is not calling, don't look for it. That's another topic. So I will let you guys go, because I've been talking a lot now, and this is my first video, and I'm a little nervous. Jackie.
Yes.
Okay, Blazy, Figs.
We're out. We're done.
Out, but we'll do another one soon, though.
Oh, we have a lot coming up.
A lot to talk about.
This was practice.
This was fun, though.
This was fun.
Thank you so much.